This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour. It is Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Your calls, your texts, always welcome. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Dave Allen in the host chair today. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Your chance to weigh in on any subject that you wish. And based on the text we've already got, you got stuff on your mind. And that's good. That's the whole idea behind Open Line West Virginia. You can text me, 304-TALK-304, 304-TALK-304, or call 1-800-765-TALK. We are efforting now. Senator Rupie Phillips, Republican out of Logan County, he was one of those that was in attendance yesterday at the White House when the president made those announcements concerning the coal industry. Chris Hamilton, West Virginia Coal Association, was also there. We talked to him in the noon hour, and the folks in the coal industry are seeing this as a very, very positive thing. And the reason we wanted to talk to Senator Phillips, we're efforting him at this moment, is because not only is he a senator that represents a great part, he's from Logan County, but also has part of Boone and some of the other surrounding counties as well. He's also in the coal mining industry, and that's what he does for a living. That's his real job outside the Capitol, is he's in the coal mining industry in the sales portion of it. So we're going to try to talk to him a little bit, in just a little bit, and kind of get his take. As I said, he was one of those that was in attendance yesterday. And when I saw a picture that was posted of some of the legislators that were there yesterday and some of the others, I was immediately taken by the fact of how much Senator Phillips looks like House Speaker Mike Johnson. They look a great deal alike. So I was kind of going back and forth with Senator Phillips about that yesterday and saying, which one is which? So we are going to continue to effort Senator Phillips. I know he's currently at the Capitol. He told me that he had meetings today, committee meetings. He was going to try to step out. But, hey, you're dealing real time, and sometimes those meetings run a little bit long, and that is understandable. So if we can get Senator Phillips on sometime this hour, we will do so. If not, we will try to reschedule him for tomorrow. I want to throw this out there. And in the last hour, Senator Capito's office released a statement, and it has to do with, and then I'm not sure how long the president has been speaking now. We'll get it on the TV here in the studio. He's been speaking for at least 30 minutes or so, and he's talking about a variety of different things. But one of those he talked about was the repeal of greenhouse gas standards. And earlier in the hour, Senator Capito, who's, of course, the chairman of the Senate Environmental and Public Works Committee, is commending the EPA's repeal of greenhouse gas vehicle standards, which her words, according to her statement, resulted in the inefficient and burdensome mandates that increase costs for households and businesses. Now, the repeal of the endangerment finding coincides with other Republican efforts to undo, again, this is from the release, undo harmful Democrat regulations, including the reversal of the CAFE standards and Chairman Capito's work to overturn California's nationwide electric mandate back in 2025. Chairman Capito's statement here, direct quote, "I applaud this groundbreaking effort from the Trump EPA to further roll back costly regulations from the Obama and Biden administrations that have placed economic hardship on hardworking Americans. This repeal will have a transformational impact on my home state of West Virginia, and these efforts reverse the harmful Democrat attacks on affordable gas-powered vehicles that West Virginians have endured for far too long. The action represents, according to Capito, a key win for affordability, job creation, and consumer choice, and I congratulate President Trump and Administrator Zeldin for their continued success in producing visible results for the American people." Those statements from Senator Shelley Moore Capito that were released within the hour. So that is kind of where we are right now. Now, as to what happened yesterday in Washington, and of course you can read about it at wvmetronews.com, there was this big ceremony at the White House yesterday where the department, the president, It's really part of an energy investment. You heard the guys on Talkline talking about it too, in coal-fired power plants here in West Virginia. Basically, what they're saying is they are modernizing plants to the tune of about $175 million. And the words from the Department of Energy were to, again quoting, to modernize, retrofit, and extend the useful life of coal-fired power plants that serve rural and remote communities across the U.S., keeping dependable energy sources online, strengthening grid reliability, and helping electricity costs to keep them low for American families and businesses, end quote. Now, those upgrades, as we talked about a little bit earlier, will include John Amos Power Plant, which is in Putnam County, the Mountaineer Power Plant in Mason County in the Leachart area, and Mon Power's facility in Maysville, which is just north of Morgantown in Monongalia County. The president yesterday signed an executive order telling the Department of Defense to buy its power for military bases and other installations. Now, when this announcement was made a little less than 24 hours or so ago, Senator Capito and Justice immediately released statements. And as we said, several legislators were on hand. I know off the top of my head, Senator Helton was there, Delegate McCormick, which serves out of Monongalia County, Senator Phillips, as I said, just to name a few. Don't want to leave anybody out, but those were some of the ones that were there yesterday, along with Chris Hamilton from the West Virginia Coal Association, who we talked to during the noon hour. And I found it to be very interesting, maybe as to some of the people that perhaps weren't there. And Wilson and Meadows talked about it on Talkline today. Governor Patrick Morrisey was not in attendance yesterday, and I'm going to get to some text a little bit later on the show about that. You know, you can't always read a lot into things about the fact that the governor was there. Perhaps, he was invited and was busy because things happen. But I found it very interesting. And actually, to be honest with you, I didn't really think about it until I was reviewing it and reading some notes on it last night, that the governor was not in attendance. But I also don't think any other governors were in attendance either there from some of the coal-producing states. Think Kentucky, think Virginia, think Pennsylvania. They were not, as far as I know, they were not in attendance either yesterday. So there are those, and we talked to Chris Hamilton during the 12 o'clock hour, there are those that are going to say, look, coal is dead. You're beating the dead horse, no pun intended here, and we just need to move on. And there are those that say that coal is dirty and the things we've heard over the years. And again, I tend to be a little I kind of take it a little differently coming from the coal background that I do. And I realize that coal, although coal is not what it was when I was growing up in the 1970s and 80s, and it's not going to be that again. And I think those in the coal industry would probably be the first to admit that. It's not going to be what it was at one point, but there's still a place for coal. And there are people that will say, well, we just need to move on to these alternative energy programs. And look, even though I may be a little bit biased toward the coal industry, I'm for all in. Natural gas, nuclear, wind when it works, solar when it works, I'm all in on all those things. But I think to say that the coal industry is no more and we're just going to get rid of it, well, it's simply not going to happen. And what I wish would happen is that, going back to the 1950s, is that those of us that are from the coal areas, that maybe people would have said back then, you know what, maybe this is not going to last forever, and we need to plan for the future. Unfortunately, they put all of their eggs in one proverbial basket. Guys in the production studio, I just got a text from Senator Phillips. He's going to be calling momentarily. He got held up a little bit, so kind of keep an eye on the phones there. But I wish they would have done that, but unfortunately they didn't. They put all their eggs in one basket, so to speak. And when the coal industry downsized, we got into real issues. And we started seeing that, around 2000, well, really in the 2000s, 2008, 2009, so on and so forth. So let's go to the Capitol right now. Senator Phillips, I think, is with us. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show.
Dave, my apologies. I got tied up in a meeting that took a little longer than anticipated, but glad to be on here. What's going on?
Okay, now you're going to have to answer this question. What's more important, your duties as a legislator or a lifetime friendship?
I'm not in a lifetime friendship. You know that.
I know. I'm just giving you grief. I told the listeners, I said, look, Senator Phillips is in a committee meeting right now, and these things happen. I completely understand. All right, and so are you good to hang out with us? Because we might have to take a break, not right now, but we'll have you out of here by 2:30. How's that?
That sounds good.
All right. I want to talk about your background a little bit because I told the listeners this because not only do you represent a coal area, but you are in the coal industry and have been pretty much all of your adult life. Is that right?
25 years or so.
Okay. All right. That's a long time. All right. So to those people that would say, because again, you are in this and you do this for a living outside being a legislator, to those that would say coal is dead, you would say what?
If coal would die, a lot of people would have a lot of issues going on, and not just electricity.
Okay, explain.
I mean, because first of all, coal's not dead anywhere in the world, but it has died a lot in America. And I was up in D.C. yesterday evening, and Trump did the executive order to try to revive the thermal industry. And I think with the way FERC is and the grids, PJM and stuff, they're not friendly to coal, but boy, they sure want us when it's cold outside.
And I've said this before, and you can, I think I know where you are on this. If we ended coal mining tomorrow, if we just magically just said no more coal mining in America, they're still building coal plants across the pond. And for people that would say, well, it's destroying the environment and so on and so forth, well, you got to have that conversation with the Chinese, and you got to have that conversation with a lot of people in other parts of the world too, you would say.
Well, Dave, I think China's building one or two coal-fired power plants. I don't know if it's a week or a month, but they're slamming it. And it's also keeping their manufacturing costs low because of low-cost energy and dependable, reliable energy. And it creates a lot of jobs outside of just the mining industry. But, Dave, it's like if you're a true vegetarian, then you're going to be everything just vegetable, no meat. Well, Dave, if these people that's true environmentalists, tree huggers, greenies, whatever you want to say, then prove it. Turn your lights off. Turn your heat off. When it gets hot, don't turn your AC on. If you want to live that way, do it. Prove yourself. But quit trying to ruin what's going on in this world. That coal is dirty and mean and everything. It's not. It's been around for years, and it's going to stay around for years. And if you ever do get the opportunity to slow us down to where you think we're going to be gone, you're going to be hurting.
To those that would say, and again, you've been around this for a long, long time. I keep going back to the naysayers that you're talking about how dirty coal is and things like that. Now, has coal done everything right over the years? No, absolutely not. What industry has, from farming on down? No industry has. But it's a heck of a lot better now than what it was in, say, 1953.
Well, Dave, it's real simple. If we shut any industry down in this country that's environmentally unfriendly, as some would say, they just go overseas, or somebody overseas will fire it up with zero regulations. And if you think that pollution won't travel across the world, you're sadly mistaken. It will. I think in America we do a great job. Do we have accidents? Absolutely. Things happen. From vandalism to I don't want to say oversight maybe, but I got wind that they feel possibly down there in Wyoming County and on that transformer that, the cold weather froze up their containment area and that caused an issue. Yes, there was a failure, my understanding, and it leaked out, but the containment area had issues with ice and it didn't work properly. That's kind of oversight, but I don't think any company in America purposely wants to do anything to hurt the environment.
So what was your takeaway? You were in D.C. yesterday. Take us through that, and what was your takeaway from the president's announcement yesterday, Senator? I'm sorry.
I personally think that executive order was solid. He's going to use the Pentagon and the military to try to revive the coal industry, but also I think it's a checkup for the grid operators and FERC to saying, hey, you better get on board or you're going to be gone. So that's my take of it.
So what happens next, in your opinion? I mean, you're somebody, in addition to being a senator, that you're in the coal industry. I mean, the president issued the executive order yesterday. What happens next?
Well, Dave, I mean, I think it's going to affect 3 coal-fired power plants, the money that's going to come down. I think what is about $175 million.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's going to help just extend the life of them. I mean, it's like anything, they do wear out. We're not building no more coal-fired power plants, and as you stated a while ago, they are across the world. I mean, you take Germany, I think they took or were in process of taking all their windmills down to bring gas and coal-fired power plants back.
And even though you're somebody that's closely tied to the coal industry, I've said in the intro here, Senator, that I think most level-headed people are for an all-in approach. And I mean, you can be coal and still see where natural gas comes in and where all these other things also come in as well.
Well, let's take Arkansas, for example.
Okay.
Arkansas has a third coal, a third gas, and a third nuclear. And they're kicking butt in manufacturing in Arkansas. Arkansas is doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not against any of those 3. Little leery of the nuclear because I don't really know it that well. But, we've got submarines, we got aircraft carriers that runs on nuclear power. We have led, as one of my old friends that passed away, he said that the nuclear industry really done a smart thing because they let the military develop the nuclear sector and perfect it. But I think we need all 3 to really keep this country going and growing. But Dave, we got to get manufacturing back in this country. A lot more than what we got. We have lost so much due to several different things, but we have ran a lot of them out, like I said a while ago, to the environmental side. So, but I think we'll be good. I mean, it's America. We're strong. And, what President Trump did yesterday, and by the way, it was epic being there to witness this. And the first time I've been in the White House, and I mean, it was just to be able to say I walked on the grounds that our forefathers made this country.
Not bad for a boy from Buffalo Creek, huh?
No, sir. You know what's funny? We had
30 seconds. Go.
It was 4 gentlemen there from Logan County, so it was pretty good. I mean, I felt proud of just having the 4 of us at the White House together.
All right, Senator Phillips, we got to leave it there. I appreciate you joining us. Now get back to work, okay?
All right, thanks, sir.
At 2:24, we'll take a break and be back after this. Stay with us.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for 3 Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. and they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
Welcome back to the show. 228, the state's premier outdoor sports show, back and bigger than ever. 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am. Back at Milan Park in Morgantown, Saturday and Sunday, March the 7th and 8th. Over 100,000 square feet of everything that is outdoors. Well over 200 vendors, too, all in one place. Complete details at WVOutdoorSportsShow.com. WVOutdoorSportsShow.com. A WVRC media event. We will get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Your calls and text. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Now, again, tomorrow, Friday, which means it is another lunch spot segment. Every Friday, we like to go around the state of West Virginia and introduce you to some great eateries serving up some great food. And with this being Valentine's weekend, tomorrow's Friday the 13th, but Valentine's Day is on Saturday. And now that we can finally get out of the house again, you know, with some of the snow and ice melted, you might want to take your sweetie out for a bite to eat. What are some of the most romantic places to eat in West Virginia? That's what we're looking for. All the other nominations, we're going to hold them, but tomorrow, I need you to reach out to me and let me know where's the best, most romantic places to eat for you and your Valentine in West Virginia. Drop us an email midday@WVMetroNews.com or reach out to me on Facebook, Dave Allen Radio, or at Dave870 on X. Back after this. Stay with us. And now we'll go to the Metro News anchor desk for a check of local news. You're listening to Midday on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Daniel Woods. The director of the Health Insurance Program for state workers says the agency plans to gradually use its reserve fund to keep premiums low. PEIA Director Brett Wolfenbarger told state lawmakers in a budget hearing they can use the reserve fund to help them some each year instead of spending it down in big chunks.
We're trying to be frugal so that we can slowly bleed off that reserve to keep premiums down for both retirees and actives.
PEI premiums and deductibles went up by 14% during the past year. A man is in custody in connection with a Wednesday morning stabbing in Marion County. Antoine Biafour, age 33, is charged with attempted murder, robbery, kidnapping, burglary, and assault during the commission of a felony. Authorities responded to a home in Farmington around 6:30 Wednesday and found the victim, Zion Smith, with 2 stab wounds to the torso. Beafor allegedly stabbed Smith with a pair of scissors at the home of a woman Beafor shares a child with. He also allegedly forced the woman into a vehicle as he escaped the scene before she jumped out and knocked on a stranger's door for help. The search continues for a woman's body after her vehicle fell into the Ohio River Tuesday night. That happened in Pomeroy, Ohio, just across the river from West Virginia. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene, and a juvenile girl was rescued before being taken to a local hospital. The driver's name has not been released. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
State lawmakers are attempting to pass legislation that would encourage job growth, and the state's hospitals are on board. West Virginia Hospitals Association CEO and President Jim Kaufman says they support those efforts because employer-sponsored insurance pays out at a higher rate.
The average hospital in West Virginia is 75% governmental payer, Medicaid, Medicare, PEIA. All three of them pay providers less than the cost of care. Our commercial population, which pays more, is only 25%.
Today is Hospital Day at the state legislature. At the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Daniel Woods.
The Library of Congress invites you to visit the revamped Veterans History Project website, where firsthand accounts shared by U.S. military veterans are accessible to the public. Performing a search of the collection is easy. First, go to loc.gov/vets. Click Explore the Collections. Scroll down to Search the VHP Collections and click. Make sure you're searching this collection, and with simple keywords, you can find what you're looking for. Visit loc.gov/vets today.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. 26 minutes away from 3 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, heading into the weekend. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. One thing I did want to talk to Senator Phillips about, and I didn't get an opportunity because, well, he was running a little bit late because he's in committee meetings. Appreciate that. Understood. When you set up an interview with a legislator at this time of year, sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't happen on time, but that's okay. I completely understand. I was kind of prepared for that. But one thing totally unrelated to the coal industry that I wanted to talk to Senator Phillips about, and you may have seen this report if you watch the Nexstar family of stations, television stations, that is, they did a report on the sports department there, did a great story, and Senator Phillips was part of it. And it has to do with legendary man-high football coach, the late, great Tootie Carter. He was one of the first African-American coaches in a time when there just weren't a lot. And he coached the man-high football program for many, many years. Later, the man middle school football program. And he passed away within the last couple of years. And Senator Phillips has been one of those and some others that have really worked hard to try to give the late Coach Carter the kind of memorial that he deserves, like in the form of a statue in front of Mann High School. Senator Phillips, a graduate of Mann High School, played sports under Coach Carter. And I wanted to get to that, but unfortunately we didn't get to. But he was, especially as we're celebrating Black History Month right now, Coach Tootie Carter, the late Tootie Carter, was a legend in the world of sports. And as I said, in a time when you didn't see a lot of African-American head football coaches, particularly maybe in southern West Virginia. And I knew Coach Carter very, very well. He was an incredible human being, and I would support as a native Logan County. And I would, even though I went to the rival Man High School, or I'm sorry, where did I go? I went to Logan High School. To be fair, I lived in the Man area till I was in 6th grade. So I tell people I'm a Billy Cat, I went to a whole lot of Man High School football games as a kid growing up in Man. Then, we joined the evil empire by moving, across the county to Logan. But he was a great person and a great mentor for young men and women, whether you played sports or not, in Logan County. So I applaud Senator Phillips for trying to do something to memorialize the late, great Coach Judy Carter. Let's go to the phones. It's Open Line West Virginia. Let's go to Kevin in Martinsburg. You're on the air. Good afternoon, sir.
How are you, young man? Nice to talk to you. Appreciate the shows every day. I won't listen to anything else.
Well, I appreciate that.
I was impressed with Mr. Phillips' comments on the triune approach to our energy issues.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a nuclear engineer for Bechtel Corporation, traveled around the world setting vessels, and all of them are still working and haven't failed after 50 years. That I don't understand. Their biggest concern about expanding that was what will we do with the waste? Well, now that there are much better ways, and it won't be too much longer, where we can now, instead of fusion, we can take that same fuel and make it fission reactors, make it forever recyclable. So yeah, all that. And coal. I grew up. I lived in Ohio. I'm a child of the '60s, so I'm 72 years old. I lived in Martinsburg, Ohio, when I was a kid. And they had coal plant that ran the U.S. Steel plant there, and the Crossroad, all this coal plant. They made coal dust, but the thing about coal dust is it falls back to the earth. It's not heavy enough to get it way up high in the atmosphere. So the things that coal is a lot cleaner. But as far as wind and electric, I think I think everybody's proven that the windmills are just a waste of time. They have a 10-year life. You can't get rid of all the stuff when it's done. It's got fiberglass galore. But I think, but electricity, if you could have it in large, like big open areas like in the Midwest, you could make thousands of acres of those receptacles and store them in gigantic underground batteries. You could do a lot of things. But I think coal is definitely going to stay a part of it. And for our state and its economy, I hope we keep it infinitum. I hope we get that done. And, yeah, if you're going to tell us to stop, we can go down to wherever it was, to El Salvador to meet with the guy, just a Maryland father. Yeah, sure. We can go do all that. Why don't we sending guys to China every day saying, hey, we got to stop this. You got to stop this. Well, try to tell them that. They may not listen. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks so much for the show.
Kevin, I appreciate it very much. A big fan of ours, Kevin is. Appreciate it. Kevin in Martinsburg, 21 minutes away from 3. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, here's a novel idea, and this is about Hope Scholarships. Only hand out no Hope Scholarships to parents that the original awarding the money those who met the criteria. Going to bankrupt our state. We, the taxpayers, should not be paying for private school tuitions. Text says, hey, David, Amanda, what's the big deal with needing ID to vote? You already need one to buy alcohol, tobacco, to drive, to open banking accounts, etc. Seems like you can't pass gas without an ID. I probably shouldn't have read that last line, Weekly. Sorry about that. Dave Weekly's going to find. What's the big deal? Well, I agree with the texter. Thank you so much. When I saw I thought they were talking about passing a gas station. I really, really did. That's how I'm going to save my job, by saying that. I thought when the whole argument about voter ID first came up years ago, I thought to myself, like a lot of people, what's the big deal? Like that texter, you got to have an ID to do everything else. Why not? And the legislature years ago passed voter ID in West Virginia. And again, there were something like 15, 18 different things that you could use for a voter ID, a utility bill among them. It didn't have to be a photo ID. And then 2018, prior to the Roads to Prosperity election, if you remember that election, Governor Justice at the time, they started requiring voter ID, some sort of ID to vote. But they also, somebody could vouch for you. I walk in with Weekly. Weekly, I don't have an ID. Weekly says, oh, here's my neighbor. Yeah. And so I don't know that think it was as tough as what it should have been, to be honest with you. And again, there was grant money that came into West Virginia in 2018 to place webcams in all 55 county courthouses in the county clerk's office. And all anyone had to do was go in and request a photo ID. I still have mine, as a matter of fact. Very few people requested them at all, but they were available. I have never understood, and to say it disfranchises the poor and so on and so forth. They're free. I don't get it. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says collaboration means working and talking with others before you make a 10% promise and can't find the money to do so to back it up. Cart before horse, strikeout needing a single, 7 yards needing 10 or 7 or a par 3. Lots of sports references in there. Text says Google says Patrick Morrissey was invited to attend, says a texter. Well, maybe he was invited to attend yesterday. I don't, the governor, if you're listening, you're welcome to weigh in. On coal again, text says, I'd like to ask Mr. Hamilton, all the money coal generates, how come southern West Virginia can't even have decent water to drink? 1-800-765-TALK, that is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says, thank you, Dave, for being someone who's willing to stand up to the Republican wannabe dictators. Trump has no business meddling in state elections, and kudos to Republican Secretary of State Chris Warner for standing up to him. Well, this has taken up a lot of your social media time and time on this show and others. And, of course, if you heard Talkline, Secretary of State Chris Warner was on the show today. And to just kind of give you a little background on this, the Department of Justice made a request for full access to every state's voter rolls, and Secretary Warner, who is a Republican, simply said no. The quote from Secretary Warner, state law is clear. Voter lists are available in a redacted format from my office, but I will not be turning over any West Virginians' protected information, end quote. And he went on to say that the Department of Justice doesn't have the authority to run state elections. Quote, I support the effort to strengthen election integrity, but I will not break the law, end quote. Secretary Warner. I back him 100% on that. Open line, West Virginia. Text says, will Midday have an opposing view to the Coal Association speaker on your show today? We'll reach out. Absolutely. Absolutely. All types are welcome here. 2:43. We'll take a break and be back after this.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain States premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. A WBRC media event.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Calva Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Calva, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Steig team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email steig-info@wealthenhancement.com.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
At peacecorps.gov.
Welcome back to the show. We got about 12 minutes away from 3 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Dave Allen in the host chair today. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says, so a report just came that proves Donald Trump did more to prosecute Epstein than anyone else to include his arrest. What will the liberals say now? Well, I would have to see said report. Text says, happy Paul Bunyan Day. He's a lumberjack and he's okay, says the texter. Text says, I don't understand the problem with Trump wanting to make sure elections are done right. He got screwed over in 2020 by a crooked election system. Well, what the president's asking for is illegal in West Virginia. By West Virginia code, it is illegal. Therein lies the problem. Text says, Mr. Hamilton is dead wrong. Natural gas produces electricity far cheaper than coal. Gas is producing more than double the electricity coal is in the grid today. That's every day in the market. Nuclear produces more as well. Gas also pays West Virginia more in severance taxes than coal. Gas is West Virginia's future. I'm not anti-coal, but it's not the cheapest. Going on the radio and saying it doesn't make it so. Coal's best future is in the met market. Met coal makes steel, says the texter. Dex says, how are the power lines going to know how to direct power from coal-fired plants to military bases? Sounds like more BS from a con artist president. Tex says, I'd like to give credit where credit is due. I'm a Democrat, but hats off to Secretary Warner for saying no to the Trump administration. Tex, thank you to President Trump for delivering on his promise to stand up for the coal industry. Mine, baby, mine, says the texter. Texas coal is dead, ? Tell that to the thousands of people who go to work every day just to keep our lights on. I, for one, admire them. Text says, the truth about coal is that someday it's going to run out. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but there will come a day when coal is gone and there's nothing the senator, the governor, the president, or anyone else can do about it. We are doing a disservice to future generations by not researching and investing in alternative energy sources. Text says, looks like some Republicans may have buyer's remorse when they see what the Trump administration is doing. He's the furthest thing from a Republican that I have ever seen. Well, I will say, appreciate the text. I will say this. Sometimes when I see some of the things that are coming out of Washington and some of the things that are coming from not just President Trump, but Republicans in general, led by President Trump, I kind of scratch my head. As a registered independent who used to be a Republican. I scratch my head. And sometimes when I see some of the things that are coming out of the Capitol, I say the same things. I scratch my head and just say, that's not very Republican. But I'm an old school Republican, not current. Text says, I can't believe that Greg Thomas said the racist, homophobic Democrats became MAGA Republicans because they didn't have a spot in the Democratic Party anymore. It's got to say something that those people were welcomed into the Republican Party. Texas Pam Bondi should have to sit in a room surrounded by the victims of Jeffrey Epstein and hear their stories. Oh, good, says a texter, more dirty coal for West Virginia. Yay. Ah, yes, says a texter, my favorite season is here. Not Wabbit season or baseball season. It's pothole season. Text says we won't get a tax cut because the West Virginia budget, no personal attacks on appearance. You can go on mine if you want. That's fine. Text says, Dave, I see where the PSC has allowed another rate hike for a gas company. Enough is enough. Out of control. I want to vote for who's on that board. Well, a lot of people would like that. Text says, Dave, I see where Trump's name has been redacted thousands of times in the Epstein files. I thought he said he wanted transparency. He is a joke. Text says, if you think big tech doesn't already know everything about you, then you're sadly mistaken. If you do anything at all online, they are tracking you. Text says, Dave, ICE went into a restaurant, ate free, then waited for employees to take a break and arrested them, and then bragged about it and laughed at them. Piece of crap, says texter. Text says, I can't believe it's Steam Release Friday every day here now. Well, it's not. Steam Release Friday is a talk line thing. I just do Open Line West Virginia. And the difference between this and Steam Release is that by their own rules set forth by the GOAT, Hoppy Kercheval, years ago, is that he doesn't comment. And Wilson and Meadows kind of continue. I comment. And I usually do. Text says, that Pam Bondi blank show was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Text says, God bless that girl from foster care you had on yesterday. She's truly an inspiration. Yeah, she was. She was. How about, says a texter, some positivity today? The weather's much better. That's all. Text says, good job, Chris Warner. Text says, old school Republican, so run-of-the-mill criminals like Nixon, Cheney, and a boatload of Reagan goons, says the texter. Text says, Dave, love and have listened to you for years, even going back to your days in Logan, but you've always been a shill for the coal industry. Well, say, okay, guilty. You know, when everything you have in life and everything that you grew up around was made possible by the coal industry, including a college education, yeah, maybe. 2:54, we'll take a break, close it out after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorough.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
5, 3, 1.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
earthjustice.org.
Welcome back to the show. A couple of minutes away from the top of the hour. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Weekly and I were having a little burger talk here. Things that go on behind this. We were talking about burgers. I was telling Weekly that last night my wife and I went out to dinner, and I think that if you told my wife that she just had $1 billion, and I'd say, where do you want to go? She'd say, I want to go get a burger. It's her go-to thing. Shout out, we featured them on the lunch spot, the Fireside Grill in Tays Valley, Rob and the folks over there. Some of the best burgers in the Kanawha Valley. I had the Atomic Andy, which is a spicy burger with jalapeno cream cheese on it.
Number one,
so good.
She's a keeper for that.
Okay.
Number two, I'm not going to say anything bad about her because I'm going to be needing more of that potato soup.
Yeah, I brought Mr. Weekly some of my wife's potato soup last week, and you found it to be good.
Awesome. Just the best.
Yeah.
I want to know what the seasoning is that was in that. With the red potatoes and the sausage. Oh, it was awesome.
And kale.
And kale.
So it had kale.
It was healthy.
It was healthy.
Yeah, that's right.
Mostly. If you don't eat the sausage and the thickness and everything else.
Yeah, that stuff.
All right. What you got on the big show today?
Hey, man. Daytona 500 is Sunday.
Yeah.
Did you know that per capita, West Virginia has the most NASCAR fans of any state in the nation?
I would have thought North Carolina.
They're close to us.
Okay.
And so South Carolina. But you know what? They're in our rearview mirror.
Okay. I see what you did there. All right. Weekly and the Hotline crew coming up on many of these same Metro News stations. Our producer, Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, thank you so much. Don't forget, Lunch Spot tomorrow. We want romantic places to eat in West Virginia. That's what we're focused on tomorrow. Drop us an email midday at WVMetroNews.com or reach out to me, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, or at Dave A70 on X. We'll see you tomorrow. Till then, have fun and love somebody.